Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. The purpose of this video is to help you apply what you learned about Spanish indirect object pronouns. Remember to study the topic in your textbook, watch the grammar tutorial video. You can also Google the topic and you'll find some great YouTube videos that tell you how indirect object pronouns work in Spanish. When you're ready to apply what you've learned, then come here for the practice. So before we start the practice, we're going to do just a quick review. Remember that these are the indirect object pronouns here. You absolutely have to memorize them. There's no way around it. So we have me, te, le, nos, les, and os for speakers in Spain. You should know that, for example, me can mean me, to me, or for me, just depending on which expression it's used with. These first two, the me or the to me, just depend on the word order that you use in English. English in certain expressions will allow two different word orders, and we'll look at some examples and I'll illustrate that. So let's go ahead and take a look at an example of le. Le is ambiguous. If I say yo le presté un libro, ignore the le for a second. Just look at yo presté un libro. That means I lent a book. To lend, for example. Now, I can't just say yo presté un libro, I lent a book. I have to tell you to whom I lent the book because the expression is to lend something to someone. So it's not complete until you have the to someone, which is the indirect object. So to whom do you lend something? Okay. Now in Spanish, le can have three different meanings. It can mean to him, to her, or to you. So this first sentence here by itself is ambiguous. We don't really know, without more context, to whom I lent something. So Spanish has a little device to clarify the le. Here we have the same sentence, yo le presté un libro, but it has this little a plus the subject pronoun here to clarify to whom it was lent. So a él means to him. So it's a little redundant. I would say I to him, and I know it's to him because of the a él. I to him lent a book to him. I'm saying to him twice, but it's necessary in Spanish. It's the only way we have to clarify to whom, or to clarify what the le means. So it is redundant to English speakers, but it's necessary in Spanish to have the a él in order to make the meaning more precise, more specific. So here this next one, yo le presté un libro a ella. A ella means to her, so the le here means to her also. So I to her lent a book to her. Well, what this really means when you either translate it or interpret it to English, it just means I lent her a book. Okay? And remember, I said her or to her. Well, in English, I could say I lent her a book, or I can say I lent a book to her. The meaning is exactly the same. We just have optional word order in English. When I put the indirect object at the end, I will use the to her in English. So I lent a book to her. If I use it right after the verb, I lent her a book, we drop the to. So that's why when you go back to this chart here, that's why you have the, for example, her and to her. It's because of the English word order that we have to include both of these. Okay, the last one here, yo le presté un libro a usted. A usted means to you. So I'm using usted with someone. I'm talking directly to someone. So I lent a book to you is what this means. Okay, so be aware of these little phrases that clarify, but they're necessary for precision of meaning. Okay, so remember, me, te, le, nos, and les, your indirect object pronouns. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to the practice part. Here's the practice part. I'm just going to ask you to supply the missing indirect object pronoun. Okay, so we have a blank here, and you need to put an indirect object pronoun there. So this first one here, yo di un regalo, I gave a gift. So you give a gift to someone, so we need to know who that to someone is in Spanish. Well, that's to you, and it's familiar. So how would I say I gave you a book, or I gave you a gift, or I gave a gift to you? The to you familiar is, you got it, te. Yo te di un regalo. Yo te di un regalo. I, and this is Spanish word order, to you gave a gift. I to you gave a gift. So Spanish is not English. It has its own word order. So this is normal word order in Spanish. You just have to get used to it and accept it. It's just, that's the way it is. Okay? So, yo te di un regalo. I gave a gift to you. So now I want to say she gave a gift to me. She gave a gift to me would be me. Ella me dio un regalo. Ella me dio un regalo. Okay, and we're sticking with the verb dar here, to give, because dar, to give, is the perfect or the classic verb that goes with, that requires an indirect object pronoun. So, because you give something to someone. The something is a direct object, and the to someone is the indirect. Okay, so to Juan, I gave a gift to Juan. What is the missing indirect object pronoun here? Le. Yo le di un regalo a Juan. Yo le di un regalo a Juan. A Julieta. I gave a gift to Julieta. What's the missing indirect object pronoun here? Le. So to her. Yo le di un regalo a Julieta. I gave a gift to Julieta. Now, I changed the subject here, so she gave a gift to you, a usted. What is the indirect object pronoun that goes with a usted? Le. Ella le dio un regalo a usted. She gave you a gift, or she gave a gift to you. Remember, you have two different word orders in English. She gave you a gift, or she gave a gift to you. Marta gave a gift to us, or she gave us a gift. Marta nos dio un regalo. Marta nos dio un regalo. So I gave a gift to you, plural, right? To y'all, we might say. Yo les di un regalo a ustedes. Yo les di un regalo a ustedes. She gave a gift to them. Ella les dio un regalo a ellos. Ella les dio un regalo a ellos. Perdonen mi teléfono. Prestar. So prestar means to lend. So you lend, in this case, money. You lend money to someone, or you lend something to someone. Something's the direct object. To someone is the indirect. So a Juan, how would you say she lent money to Juan? Ella le prestó dinero a Juan. Ella le prestó dinero a Juan. I lent money to them. Yo les presté dinero a ellas. Yo les presté dinero a ellas. Comprar, to buy. You can buy something, but you can also buy something for someone. So this one can use an indirect object pronoun as well. Ella compró un celular nuevo. She bought a new cell phone for me. How nice. What a nice friend, right? Ella Ella me compró un celular nuevo. Ella me compró un celular nuevo. Okay, there's just one final thing that I want to remind you of here. When you use indirect object pronouns with a verb or an expression in the informal future tense, you have a choice of where you put the indirect object pronoun. So, voy a comprar, I'm going to buy. So this is future. I can say, you put it in front of the whole verbal expression here, voy a comprar. So, le voy a comprar un regalo a Norma. I'm going to buy Norma a gift. You can also attach it to the voy a comprar, and it's attached to the infinitive. So here's the optional way of expressing this in Spanish. And either way is okay. Either way is perfectly acceptable. You can say, le voy a comprar un regalo a Norma, or voy a comprarle un regalo a Norma. Le voy a comprar un regalo a Norma, o voy a comprarle un regalo a Norma. And Spanish speakers just use whichever one they like. Either one is acceptable. Okay, also with the present progressive, the estar plus the participle when you're doing something at a particular moment. If you use the present progressive, you also have a choice of where you put the indirect object pronoun. So I can put it in front of the expression here, estoy diciendo, or I can attach it to the end and it would be attached to the participle, the progressive participle, diciendo. So I can say, te estoy diciendo la verdad. I am telling the truth to you. I am telling you the truth. Or the alternate way of saying that is, estoy diciéndote la verdad. Notice how it's attached. And because we attach it, when you attach it, it messes with the natural stress of where we put stress on Spanish words that have two syllables or more. So we want to keep the stress on the second to the last. So it's diciendo. So do is the last syllable. Cien, we want to keep it on this syllable. We want to keep the stress there. Because natural stress, if it ends in a vowel, it's the second to the last syllable. That's just the rule. It's natural stress in Spanish. Since this ends in a vowel, the natural stress would be here, but we don't want it there. We want to leave it where it is in the word diciendo, so we have to add the accent mark to keep the stress there. So, estoy diciéndote la verdad. Okay, that's it for this video.